In this video, we are going to study few topics from chapter number 4, Atomic Structure of class 9th, and the book I am using is A New Approach to ICSE Chemistry class 9th. The topic which are going to start is the study of nucleus. In this, we will study that the collective name given to the protons and neutrons is called nucleus, and the total number of protons and neutrons are also called nucleons. Moving on further, let's see the atomic number. The number of protons present in the nucleus of an atom is called the atomic number, and it is denoted by the letter Z. Let's understand with the help of a slide. If the number of protons of an atom are 2, it means that atomic number of that atom is also 2. Here we have to understand that the symbol for atomic number is Z. Hence we can say if the number of protons are 2, it means atomic number is 2. Hence we can write that Z is equal to 2. If the number of protons of an atom are 10, it means atomic number is 10. Hence we can say that Z is equal to 10. Hence we can say that the number of protons is the atomic number, which is represented by the symbol that is called Z. Moving on further, let's study mass number or atomic mass. The total number of protons and the neutrons present in the nucleus of an atom is called its mass number, and it is represented by the symbol A. Let's understand with the help of a slide. If an atom is having number of protons is equal to 10, it means electron is also equal to 10. This also means that atomic number is also equal to 10. And if an atom is having number of neutrons in that atom equal to 11, then atomic mass, which is also called its mass number, would be protons plus neutrons, that is equal to 10 plus 11. That means it is equal to 21. Hence we can say that the mass number of an element or the mass number of an atom of an element is equal to the sum of protons and neutrons, and it is represented by the symbol capital A. Hence we can say that Z is 10 and A is 21. Moving on further, if we are knowing the atomic number of an element and if we are knowing the atomic mass of an element, we can easily calculate the number of neutrons, that is equal to atomic mass minus atomic number. Let's take an example. If an element is having atomic number 19 and its mass is atomic number 40, if you want to calculate the number of neutrons, we can easily calculate it by subtracting atomic number from atomic mass, and it would come up as 21. And we have already discussed that we can calculate atomic number is equal to 19, and from here we can calculate that the number of protons are also 19 and number of electrons are also 19, as we know that number of protons is always equal to the number of electrons. Moving on further, now we are going to study that how many electrons are going to be present in the different number of shells. It means now we are going to study the extra nuclear electrons. For that, We already know that nucleus is in the center, and the first shell is known as the K shell, which is around the nucleus, and the second shell around the nucleus is L shell. The third shell is known as M shell. The fourth shell is known as N shell, and so on. Hence we can say that the atomic structure is having a nucleus in the center surrounded by the different shells, and these shells are starting with K, then followed by L, followed by M, followed by N, and so on. Now we are going to study how many electrons can be accommodated in these different orbits or shells. For this, let's understand. For this, we have to use a formula that is 2n square, and n means that it represents number of shell. This means if we have to calculate how many electrons can be present in first shell, we will use the formula 2n square, and we will put 2 into 1 square, and here comes up 2. This means only 2 electrons can be accommodated in the first shell of an atom. Moving on further, the second shell can accommodate 2 into square of 2, that is 8 electrons. Similarly, the third shell can accommodate 2 into square of 3, that is 18 electrons. Moving on further, fourth shell can accommodate 2 into square of 4, that is 32 electrons. And the fifth shell can accommodate 2 into square of 5, that is 50 electrons, and so on. Like this, we can calculate how many electrons can be accommodated in different shells. And the last rule for this is that the last shell cannot accommodate more than 8 electrons. It means it can have equal to 8 electrons or less than 8 electrons. So this is the formula known as 2n square, which is used to determine how many electrons can be accommodated in different shells. Now let's use this formula for making the geometrical diagrams for different atoms. We will start with the first atom, that is hydrogen. And the symbol for hydrogen is 1, 1. This means the number which is written at the subscript, it represents the atomic number. It means this hydrogen atom is having 1 proton and 1 electron. At the superscript, it's written 1. This means that the atomic mass of the hydrogen is also 1. From here, we can conclude that in hydrogen, the atomic number is 1, means number of protons is equal to 1, number of electrons is also equal to 1, and number of protons is equal to A minus Z, that is 1 minus 1, and it comes up to 0. So this information we are going to use in drawing the geometrical diagram for the hydrogen atom. For this, we have to make a nucleus first, and we have to write down the number of protons and number of neutrons in the nucleus. Here in the hydrogen atom, we know that the number of protons is 1, so therefore we will write 1p, means 1 proton, and there is no neutron, so we will not write anything here in the nucleus about neutrons. Now we have also come to know that the number of electron is 1, so therefore we will make an orbit around the nucleus. Because it is having only 1 electron in it, we will put that electron in the shell, which is the first shell known as the K shell. As it is having only 1 electron, so this is the geometrical diagram of hydrogen atom showing the different arrangements of protons, neutrons, and electrons. Moving on further, let's take the second example, that is helium, atomic number 2, atomic mass 4. This means that number of proton is equal to 2, number of electron is also equal to 2, and the number of neutrons on subtracting we also get as 2. So we will draw nucleus first. In the nucleus we will write 2 protons, we will write 2 neutrons, we will draw a orbit around it. As we know that there are only 2 electrons, so we will put 2 electrons in it. And we know that the first shell, K shell, can accommodate only 2 electrons in it. Hence we have drawn the geometrical diagram of helium. Moving on further, let's see the geometrical diagram of lithium with atomic number 3 and atomic mass is equal to 7. For this, we will draw the nucleus first. We know that there are 3 protons, and on subtracting, it will come 4 neutrons in it, so we will write 4 neutrons. Now we will draw a shell in it. As we know that the only first shell, the number of electrons can accommodate is 2, so the K shell will have 2 electrons. But we are having total 3 number of electrons. It means we have to accommodate more electrons. 2 has been accommodated in the first shell, therefore we have to draw the second shell, that is L shell, and we will put the third electron here. Now the total number of electrons in the diagram are 3, which means that the total atomic number is 3, as the number of electron is equal to number of protons. Hence we can say that the total number of neutrons on subtracting from atomic mass, on subtracting atomic number from atomic mass, the number of neutrons is 4, hence we have written here. And this is the geometrical diagram for the lithium atom. Now the next example which I am going to use is oxygen. Atomic number of oxygen is 8 and the atomic mass is 16. Therefore we will make a nucleus and we will write 8 protons, and on subtracting we get 8 neutrons, we will write 8 neutrons. We will put the electrons in the first shell. 2 electrons will be accommodated in the first shell. Now 2 has been accommodated, 6 are still pending. So we will put those 6 electrons in the second shell. And this is the diagram for the oxygen atom. Moving on further, now let's have the geometrical diagram for the atom for neon, atomic number 10 and mass number is equal to 20. We will draw the nucleus first. Protons means 10 and neutrons on subtracting it also comes as 10. So we will put the first shell, 2 electrons will be accommodated here. Now the remaining are 8. We will draw the second shell. We will try to accommodate 8 electrons in the second shell, and 8 electrons can be accommodated as the rule of 2n square. Hence we have drawn the geometrical diagram of neon. Moving on further, we will now draw the geometrical diagram of sodium with atomic number 11, mass number 23. So here is the nucleus, 11 protons and 12 neutrons. The first shell will accommodate 2 electrons. The second shell will accommodate 8 electrons. It cannot accommodate more than 8 electrons because it is the second shell, and with the formula 2n square only 8 electrons can be accommodated. Now total number of electrons has come to 10, but we are having total number of electrons, that is 11. So we will put or draw the third shell and we will place an electron there. So this is the diagram for the sodium atom. Moving on further, now we will have the diagram for the atom of argon with atomic number 18 and mass number 40. We will draw the nucleus first. Here we know that the protons is equal to 18 and neutrons is equal to 22. So now we will draw the first orbit. 2 electrons will be accommodated here, and we will draw the second orbit. 8 electrons will be accommodated here. Then we will draw the third shell. We know that 18 electrons can be accommodated here, but we are having only 8 pending, so we will put 8 electrons here. So if you will count the total number of electrons, that is 18, hence we have drawn the geometrical structure of argon. Moving on further, now we are going to draw the geometrical diagram for potassium, that is atomic number 19, mass number 39. Here we will draw the nucleus, 19 protons, and the number of neutrons on subtracting it comes 20, therefore 20 neutrons. In the first shell it will have 2 electrons. In the second shell it will have 8 electrons. In the third shell it can accommodate 18 electrons, and we are having only 9 electrons pending. But the thing is, now the third shell will become the last shell. Therefore, we cannot put more than 8 electrons in this, but we are having 9 more electrons to be accommodated. Therefore, we can't make this as the last shell, and we will accommodate only 8 electrons. Now, 1 electron is still pending. So we will draw another shell, and we will place this electron in the fourth shell. If we are going to put 9 electrons in this shell, in the third shell, then it would be more than 8 electrons, and there is a rule that the last shell cannot have more than 8 electrons. So we have to draw a fourth shell, and we have to place 8 electrons in the third shell, and the last electron which is still pending is to be shifted into the last shell, that is fourth shell. Moving on further, if we go for the last element, that is calcium atom with atomic number 20 and 40. Here the protons is 20 and the neutron number is also 20. Now we know that the first shell can have 2, second shell can have 8, the third shell cannot have more than 8, but there are 10 still electrons to be accommodated. So we will draw 8 electrons, or we will put 8 electrons in the third shell, and we will move the 2 pending last electrons in the last fourth shell. So this is the geometrical structural diagram for the atom of calcium. So we have learned how to draw the geometrical diagram for all the atoms of different elements from atomic number 1 to 20. That's all in this video.